Game on. Well, blizzard's coming. Are we ready?
I mean, Snowmageddon.
Yeah.
Sure. It could be a trace. It could be 5 feet.
I know.
We could be in sandals and shorts tomorrow. It's Kansas.
Well, the grocery stores, if they empty out and everybody freaks out, usually nothing happens. I feel like, and then nobody prepares and then something bad happens.
I mean, we just need a beer run.
There we go. Right.
Stock up.
Just stock up.
So,
on I bet you did have one at all your
I'll have to go back and look.
I bet you did.
I have to go back and look.
Yeah, I heard all the grocery stores are out of beer.
Man, that's too bad.
What's up, guys? I'm Samuel McVeigh, the host of the Killer Growth Podcast, and today I have BJ Hunt, co-founder of Walnut River Brewery.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yep.
That's my part. I don't do anything else the rest of the podcast.
Man, monologue. Here we go.
Yeah, you're going to do everything else. But thanks for being here. Seriously.
For sure.
Thanks for giving us an hour. We'll keep it at that, I promise, and respect your time. But I start out real easy. Give me your story leading up to Walnut River Brewery, around college age.
Yeah. So grew up in Wichita, South Side. And grew up where, everybody in Southside, both parents worked, so it left you ample time to get into a little bit of trouble. Not bad, but a little. Did pretty well in school for the most part.
That's shocking.
I know.
You just strike me as someone that would have, been bad at school.
Terrible, but not. I wasn't like always 4.0 kid. Right?
Yeah.
That's my wife, and her genes from our children are doing great, which is awesome.
Yeah. You would do bare minimum and still get B's and A's.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then I thought, college would be similar. It is not, in fact. So I went in freshman year at Wichita State, and I thought, there's a sale on beer, and the fish are biting. So it turns out if you don't go to algebra, you don't really pass it very well. So, and if you think that when they kind of give you a notice, put you on probation, if you think that's a joke, they will ask you to leave. So it turns out. So
what were you going to school for? What was the plan at that point?
So I originally started as business, but the family business was a daycare center with about 250 kids. And that was in Wichita. And so I did end up switching to elementary ed and early childhood, which is my undergrad. And then did my MBA later. But yeah, so in college after that first year, I was pretty ashamed of that. And so I went to go work in Yellowstone National Park.
Oh.
And I just needed to get away and, as I say, remove my head from my southern orifice. And I made it maybe a month. It was terrible. I missed my family. I missed my now wife, but girlfriend at the time. Missed my dog. I just missed everything. And I didn't realize how big of a part that was in my life. So it was the only job I quit with no notice. And I walked in, told them I'm leaving. And they're like, when? I'm like, right now, actually. So you need to have somebody cover my shift. So I drove, and it's the distance from there is basically like driving to Denver and back all in one shot.
Okay.
So Denver's halfway. And I remember hitting Denver at midnight, and there was a traffic jam. I'm like, geez. And pulled in at like 10 o'clock in the morning. And, started at the family business 2 days later. And went to Butler, took 19 hours, worked 40 hours a week. Made the dean's list. Then Wichita State's like, I guess you could come back.
Well done.
So thank you. Graduated with honors from Wichita State and said, I'm never going back to college, which is funny for someone with an education degree. And so, started working in, family business and did my MBA about 6 years later because, I'm never going back.
Right.
Doesn't always work. So I now say I'm probably not going back because I don't need to be Dr. BJ for any reason.
I mean, just to be able to say B, I'd like to call you Dr.
I mean,
I could just start now. Dr. Brew BJ.
I don't do the brewing. You don't want anything I make. So yeah, and then one day after 18 years with my folks, we had about a staff of 35. I learned to, hospitality, how to take care of people. And I said, Mom, Dad, I love you. I got to do my own thing. Turns out I'm pretty good at drinking beer. We're going to start a brewery.
We all have a superpower.
Right? Mine. Some are better than others. So, and a buddy of mine, Jeremy Johnson from Johnson's Garden Center, introduced me to Rick. And Jeremy and I met in grad school. And that's when I told him, I was like, I want to start a brewery. I don't know how to brew. I'm like, I feel like that's important. He says, you should talk to my friend Rick in El Dorado. I'm like, I'll talk to him. I bet his beer sucks. And everybody's got a friend that makes beer. And I'm like, okay. And I drive out, and Rick had an apartment in the brewery at the time. And we sit now, what's in the canning line back in the back. And I have a beer, and like, this doesn't suck. And he's like, thanks. And I'm like, no, this is actually really good. And come to find out, Rick had been to brewing school, and he's a BJCP beer judge. He now teaches brewing school occasionally through Butler County College.
Oh, that's cool.
One of the few in the state, or I think maybe the only one in the state. And so that's kind of the bring you up to speed. And we added Travis in. He's always been helping, but he jumped in officially about a year later. And,
so that's awesome. Tell me about that moment when it was a business. So did you happen to have beer with him before you were like, I want to start a brewery? Or did that conversation happen before you actually sat down and had beer? Like, you didn't know each other.
No. So we started as business partners. He's one of my best friends now.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. And one of the top 5 smartest guys I know. Like, he and Travis, super smart dudes.
Yeah.
But they're like, you can talk to people. We don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Cool.
So give me that. You guys are sitting there drinking, and then like, we're going to start a brewery.
Well,
what's next?
He wanted to make a restaurant. I'm like, that's a terrible idea. I know the failure rate of restaurants and being on the business side. And I know I'm not a restaurateur. Come to my house, I'll make you some great chicken or steak, but not for 150 people, right?
Sure.
So we talk. He wants to do the restaurant. I'm like, no. Can we make a production brewery on a small system, prove the concept, scale it from there? He's like, yeah, I guess. I could just see he was like disappointed because he had these facts and figures and everything, and he had a full business plan. Great. Mm-hmm. So we started with a 2-barrel brew house, which makes 4 big kegs at a time. That's it.
And how long does it take to make the 4 kegs?
I mean, it takes the same amount of time as it does on the 30-barrel system that we run. And so we just started in the back of, it was a flea market. You would go in and get a pink flamingo and a growler of beer. It's the craziest thing ever.
And I remember going in there when the first time I had your guys' beer. Well, no, it was awesome. It just felt like it was like this backdoor deal. It's like nobody knew,
right.
Which those are special.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd take my growler in. That was the only way I could get your beer.
Yeah.
Just fill up my growler.
We've got 10,000 growlers on the streets.
Oh,
we do, literally. I mean, we have reordered 19 times, and it's 504 to a pallet. So,
wow.
Yeah, we actually don't sell those really anymore. We do the crowlers, the big cans, but yeah.
Yeah, I've seen those. That's cool. So yeah, why El Dorado? Why did you guys? I mean, you're from Wichita.
Yeah.
Why start?
So I told Rick, Delano is where we need to be. I'm a Wichita boy. He says, well, no. He goes, we need to be in El Dorado. He had laid out 35 water quality reports. Rick lived in Wichita. He laid out 35 water quality reports, and he looked through everything. He said, El Dorado, Emporia actually has pretty good water too. But he goes, El Dorado is a place to be. And he had already bought the building. I'm like, well, that does help. Right. And it was interesting because he was explaining to me in his very scientific mind. He goes, Wichita water, you can make good beer, but the big part of Wichita water is Cheney Lake. And Cheney Lake is you get a lot of nitrates that run off from cropland and algae blooms and all that. Well, El Dorado, it's
the
pasture, pasture drainage, and then we also have the limestone, and it's the right pH, it's the right salinity. Like it's perfect water for brewing. That's why we're here.
That's why you're here.
And that's why we're not moving.
Yeah.
You know, we always get that question. Oh, anything changes. Oh, I heard you guys are moving. Oh, you heard wrong. We're not moving. We are here because of the water. So
what was the first expansion? So you did the small. So what was the bridge? So you're making small batches, low risk. What was the moment you were like, time to expand? Let's get resources. Let's blow this up.
Well, it depends on how we're viewing expansion, but more capacity. 6 weeks later, we ordered a 7-barrel fermenter, which doubled our capacity. And then 6 weeks after that, we ordered another one because we were woefully.
It was all selling, I'm assuming.
It was all moving in growlers.
Yeah, in growlers.
And yeah. So, and then after that, we're like, well, we're going to need a bigger boat. So we started talking with the bank. Went pretty well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So the model was not a retail location. The model's distribution, but it started as just retail, right?
Right.
You can only buy it there.
That's exactly right.
And then at what point did you, explain to me how you go from that to I have a can and it's at a place somewhere else that someone can buy?
Well, we knew our focus was on good quality beer. El Dorado is a great town. We love it. It's not huge.
Right.
It's not, I mean, Wichita's not huge. Kansas City is much bigger.
But we can drink with the best of them.
You can, and we appreciate that. Just safe ride home. So we said, I don't know that the brew pub idea would work for us here at the size we need for
Which
3
would
guys.
Be brewing and retail only.
Yeah, and none of us ran a restaurant. We're like, no thanks. We are partners in a restaurant, but I never want to run one again in my life.
Sure.
So
you going into it said I'll never do it. Kind of like you would never go back to school.
Right.
Then you did the...
You've seen a pattern, yeah. So now I try to just say, probably won't do it. So, but yeah.
So give me that transition though. So you expand production, you get a can line.
Yeah.
But how do you get the product? Like, how do you get the product somewhere else for someone else to sell it?
So
because you'd never done it before. I mean, it's all new.
And this is why you surround yourself with very smart people. I got Rick and Travis. They got screwed with me. So it's no, the connections help. But those guys could scale anything. And when I say intelligence, to explain, when you change brew systems, it changes efficiency of the sugars you extract in your grain. And so when you brew your first batch on the big system, which is thousands of dollars, you typically dump it because it's nowhere near where you need it. The very first batch, they realized our new brew system, which is a 30-barrel brew system, which is 186th barrel kegs at a time, right? They realized a way to take that, and it was way higher gravity than a Warbeard should have been. And if we
what does gravity mean?
Basically, particulates in it, it's going to ferment out at a higher ABV typically.
Gotcha.
So that would have probably fermented out more like a Warbeard, the 10.1 instead of 5.5. So they made it equally low, and they blended those, and they actually used the first batch.
Nice.
It was pretty impressive, actually. So
that's awesome.
Those guys are fantastic.
So the distribution model then is you go to a liquor store and say, we're Walnut River Brewing, sell our stuff.
I show them my legs.
Yeah, that's what gets them. I believe it.
Locally it certainly helps.
Can we crop in on his leg? Yeah.
Chicken legs. It is tougher the farther you get from home, right? We sell 75% of our beer within 75 miles of the brewery.
Okay.
I was in Enid, Oklahoma yesterday. Great people. They love good beer. They hadn't heard as much, a few people have, and I was down doing a tasting, and our goal is to get liquid to lips. And I can get you to try it. I have a reasonable, if you like beer, I have a reasonable success rate there that, I think you're going to do okay with it. And sometimes not. That's okay.
But that was the distribution model. Like, are you knocking on doors? How did you get your first sales?
Both. It's all of it.
Yeah.
So we started with one distributor, House of Schwan in Wichita. Talking to those guys, they said, hey, we need to get you out in front of a bunch of people. You do ride-alongs with some of their salespeople. You do a lot of events, and you're getting people to try your beer for free. Yeah. And we give out so much beer at events, and we added up, and it's it's probably $50,000 easy that in product and time.
And samples and time. Yeah, that makes
absolutely.
sense.
But that's also part of marketing.
I was going to say that's probably the best marketing you can do is you like it or you don't.
But it's the guy that's coming back for the 5th sample. You're like, oh, okay. I feel like we've already got you here. But then
I'm still not sure yet, BJ.
He's like, I'm definitely sure. But and so, but that's okay. He's a good customer too.
So you go distribution route and then nothing direct. It's all through a distributor?
No, in fact, you can do direct now. That was just a Kansas Craft Brewers Guild got that passed here last year before.
Interesting.
But it's 1,000 barrels or less, and we do that in West Wichita.
Gotcha.
So it wouldn't even,
Okay, like a micro brewery.
Makes sense for like Redbud, which we're partners in Augusta. It's a 1-barrel brew house. And for him to take a keg to the bowling alley, no big deal. That's what that's made for. It's not for guys like us who are shipping out pallets at a time.
Because I'm assuming the distributors probably don't want guys that small anyway.
No,
it just doesn't even fit their
really
business
don't.
model. So.
They don't.
Yeah.
And we don't. There are no distributors who have one product out there because the distribution model works when you're stacking another case on that pallet going into a store. That's where that profit is. And it's why distribution actually works. But you just got to make sure they're paying attention to you. That's the tough thing. You don't want to get lost as a small guy. Yeah. And we are definitely the small guy compared to other bigger brands out there, of course. So
on the so my first time I met you, you guys had gotten into I think it was a few years after you really expanded. I had just bought Charlie's Appliance, or we had just set up Charlie's Appliance.
Yeah.
And it was the last Oktoberfest they had downtown.
Oh, yeah.
It was the first time you and I hung out.
Yeah.
And I had all those
apologize
Traegers.
for everything.
No, it was a great time. I had a Traeger tent set up, and then you and I just started talking. And I tell the story all the time. This is my favorite story. You were like, have you ever had barley wine? And I'm like, nope. I don't know. You're like, come on. So we walked over because we were only a block from the business.
Yeah.
And you guys had just come out with it. Like it had just come out. And we go into your freezer. It was just such a fun. You're really good. This is where your partnership probably has worked out. But you make things fun. You can make anybody feel comfortable, right? That's your superpower. You're a good communicator. But we didn't know each other. You take me back there and we talked about life, religion, politics, and we walk into this big walk-in freezer or whatever and grab a barley wine, go into the place of business, and you're like, now, you can't drink this by yourself. It's made to share.
That's right.
And for conversation.
Yeah.
And we just pass that back and forth.
Yeah.
And we're responsible, and that was a great conversation. We probably talked for an hour.
Dude.
And it was
I
awesome.
remember getting back to the party, and the party was gone by the time we got there. I was like,
oh,
no.
We might have been there longer than an hour.
I was like, well, okay.
But I think my point in that is I know you probably had that encounter and conversation with a lot of people, which helps a lot with your brand and your trust. And just, getting to know people, shared experiences. And that's what that should be. A brewery is about enjoying the product, having good community, having good conversations. And how else have you guys embedded that into the community? Because that's a big part of your brand start is El Dorado loves Walnut River Brewery, and that's contagious. Why does El Dorado love Walnut River Brewery? What have you guys done?
It is, craft beer is personal, right? It's a story. It's a conversation. And you hit it on the head. There's a reason we don't have lots of TVs in the tap room. I wanted to take down the TV we had, but
you need it for trivia night, though.
Well, we do.
We need
but
it for
at the time,
night.
I was like, just talk to people. And they're like, the Chiefs are playing. I'm like, okay. I get it. I get it. So, but we're not and nothing against Buffalo Wild Wings. Great place. They have a bajillion TVs for a reason, but that's not who we are. we want you to talk to people. We want you to play games.
Yeah.
You know,
I played a lot of card games with my wife there on date nights.
Did you play the giant Uno when we had it? Somebody stole it.
Oh, really?
Dude, it was super
listen,
cool.
whoever you are, whoever took that,
Man.
bring it back.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever played that, actually.
It was really
We
fun.
played a lot of Exploding Kittens.
Yes.
We've played that a lot.
Right?
That was
Taco
always
Cat.
in there. Taco Cat. It's a good game. Talk about, I see a pattern in the brewing industry of taking old buildings, dilapidated buildings.
Yeah.
Right? It's kind of what a cool use case.
Yeah.
That's a trend. Why is that is it the upfront investment's cheaper and it can be repurposed easily into that? Is it the I don't know, the setting?
It's partly the story,
Yeah, there you go.
but yeah, we're bootstrapping the crap out of this. So we're just like, dude, I think we could throw up a couple of timbers there and make it good. And yeah. And that's the nice thing about a brewery is, you know, you can have conduit on the wall and it's totally fine. Nobody cares. It can be that, you know, that industrial look, if you will.
Yeah.
And we enjoy doing that. Like, I love woodworking. I'm not great at it. I am not any like New Yankee Workshop guy at all, but it's fun. We made all the tables and
tables
bar
are
stuff,
awesome.
and you know, and it's we repurpose it. It's old bowling alley from Wichita.
I didn't know
A
that.
buddy of mine had put in U.S. logo, and he's like, I don't know what to do with these bowling alley lanes. I'm like, I do. So we took the truck over and loaded it up, and yeah,
Repurposed them all.
Absolutely.
I remember when we could sign the table before you guys put
Yep.
the epoxy on it.
Yep.
Which was cool. That was a good idea.
it's fun. It also makes it, you know, personal.
Right.
This-
Well, you sit down,
people
you look
look at me
around,
funny,
and
yeah.
especially locally, you see a name you know,
For
or
sure.
a funny note.
I mean, yeah, I've got high school friends on there.
That's
You
awesome.
know, which is really cool. I'm like, class of '94.
Other things you've done to make it a community hub, not just a place to drink beer. You guys do the trivia nights, Mug Club. Talk about Mug Club.
So Mug Club is just, you know, something people get a little discount. You know, it's not a huge thing. It is a nice bump at a time of year that we're going into. It's a drier spell because we're making beer. You know, in January we're making beer for getting ready for St. Patty's, which sounds crazy, but we're like Hobby Lobby where they're like, you know, 6 months ahead, Christmas in July. We're not that bad, but
Interesting.
we're in there, you know. And so for us, the holidays are actually relatively slow because we have sent our beer out to the distributors who sent it to the retailers. So that's a nice bump. The other part of that is people like to come in and say, hey, you know, let me bring you to my brewery. You know, it's that personal. And we want that. We want people to be proud of, you know, because I feel like as a community, we've built something really cool here.
Yeah.
And just, I think without the support of El Dorado, we wouldn't be where we are now at all. So
I've been in the Mug Club. I wasn't in year 1. I think I got in year 2.
loser.
I know, right? So I have all the mugs but one. I need to go like find someone and
I don't even have
hand
the
them
mugs.
some money. You don't even have
I
the
don't.
mugs.
I
Yeah,
don't.
yeah.
My
I
kids-
still got them all in my
kids would
cupboard.
break
Yeah.
'em, so-
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, there's some pride in you walk in and you're like, you grab. I'm like, I'm number 64. I
Right
go
on.
in, just grab my mug number, and then when I go with people, it's kind of, you know, you just kind of feel elevated. You're a little bit
Yeah.
above everyone else.
Oh, yeah.
In the room when
Just,
you have
you
your
know,
special mug.
Nose up.
Yeah.
Just kidding. No, and that's a cool. Nobody is like that, right?
No, they are.
This isn't $500 champagne.
It actually kind of just turns into a joke when you go in with other people that don't have it. You actually feel a little bit insecure. You're kind of like, I should drink out of the glass everyone else is drinking.
Right? Eh.
But it's so true. I love taking people there.
They
that
had
are
their
visiting. Or, right.
You stand out there on Black Friday.
The other thing I think is cool about the Mug Club, it's finite, right? So there's a limited amount of them.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to do any more. And then if someone doesn't renew their membership, they
Oh, yeah.
line up at the door, right?
For
Black
sure.
Friday.
Yeah, it's like the
And I know
Thanksgiving
people that-
table.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Aunt Jenny's got to die for you to get up to the grown-up table. Like, that's the same. It's the same thing.
It's a great analogy.
It's a terrible analogy. He could probably strike
Pretty
that.
bad. Yeah, we'll cut that out. We hope your aunt lives. We
No, I don't have
want
an
her
Aunt Jenny. It's cool.
But no, I agree, and I've heard stories that are hilarious, which tells you the demand signal for it. But I know people that have waited in line because you don't know how many there are. Right? It's kind of a secret.
Right.
You line up at the door till the door opens, and wherever you're at in line, there might not be enough to go, right? So somebody in line for a couple hours might be told, they're all filled again.
Yeah.
Come earlier next year. And I know that's probably there's parts that bother you about that, but I think it's awesome.
That's good. I just feel bad. I'm like, man, you waited in the cold for nothing.
But that's like I think people earning a spot at that table kind of drives up this like desire to be there.
Let me tell you, in 1964, I waited in the cold.
I think it's great. I'm sure you have people that get mad, but do you have any crazy stories of someone like getting really mad about that?
No, not really. I mean, our people are pretty cool people.
Yeah.
I mean, they, the ones that get really mad, they're generally not our customer, and they don't stay for very long. Sometimes the police remove them. Not generally, but it has happened.
Shout out, thank you, Eldo PD.
Yeah. They're fast too. Let me tell you. We had one time at a beer prom, and this is years ago. This is pre-COVID, and I called the police because we had a dude who was just, he had grabbed a bottle of barley wine and opened it and just started chugging, and then 30 minutes later we had trouble, right? And he was taking swings. I'm like, dude, we're pushing him out the door, and I was like, PD, and I kid you not, in 60 seconds we had 2 from Main Street and 2 from the other way. One was sheriff's officer, 2 or 3 Eldo PD. Like, I was impressed. I'm like, awesome. Dude, I would not get this service in Wichita. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
So, and the guy just walked up. I'm gonna get an Uber. I'm like, I don't even think we have Uber. Like, what the heck? And he just left.
We do now, by the way.
Oh, do we? Okay.
And now I think we have Uber Eats or one of the food deliveries. I've heard we've got a few drivers in town now, which is great.
My kids have Uber Eats. So, Dad, pick up some chicken. Okay.
BJ Eats.
Yeah.
So talk about the like the big winners. I feel like Warbeard, like of all your recipes, what were your heroes that really set you guys apart at the beginning?
Well, so to be clear, what we think is going to be our flagship is we don't get to choose that.
Sure.
Of course, we didn't realize that. We thought a California Common was going to be the Highway 54. Great beer. Love that beer.
What kind of beer was it? I don't remember that.
So it's a steam beer, but you couldn't call it that. You had to call it a California Common because Anchor Steam would sue anybody that used that term. And I'm like, it's a style of beer. How did you get a whole style of beer? Like, whatever. Anyway, so it's California Common.
Right.
And it was different. A lot of people didn't brew that beer. It is truly an American beer.
Okay.
They developed it with a yeast that operates at a little higher temperature. Cold was at a premium at the time back in the day, and they're like, yeah, we can brew this and ferment a little higher, and worked out. Great beer. Warbeard, that's its own thing. It's like 60% of our sales.
That one.
Yeah, beer. We had no idea.
And it's an Irish red.
It is an Irish red, 5.5%.
It's what I have everyone try when I take them there first.
It's a great beer.
I've never had anybody not like it.
Yeah.
It's somewhere in between, because it's not too much. It's not too dark, is probably the word. I don't know what the right word would be. But.
And a lot of people, it's funny because we get like the bitterness from the hops. A lot of people are like, I don't like dark beers. And then we start trying things and they try an IPA like, oh, I'm like, no, you don't like hoppy beers.
Yeah.
And then coffee porter, when we had that, I was like, do you drink coffee? Oh yeah. Try this. That was our biggest pullover from, no craft beer to, oh my God, I'm drinking craft beer, was the coffee porter.
Interesting. So that was like the gateway drug into craft.
For ladies in particular.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like 3-1 ladies for sure.
I would have never guessed that.
I know.
Because I'm not a big coffee porter fan.
No.
And I mean, there's a lot going on in those.
Oh, for sure. And, we would sell it. It was funny. We would sell it in the summer too. I'm like, who buys this in the summer? And I had one guy tell me, he goes, you want to know? I was like, yeah, lay it on me. He goes, we take it camping. He goes, we can start drinking in the morning. Plus it's our coffee. And I'm like, God, why didn't I think of that?
Is there actual caffeine in it?
Yeah.
So that's not.
But it is for flavoring. So it is allowed. If you're just putting caffeine in it to put caffeine in it, no bueno.
Because of the label. Yeah.
But if it is for flavoring, caffeine happens. It's ancillary.
Yeah.
then yeah. So a can of it's like a half cup of coffee.
Interesting.
So you can be wide awake drunk. So
Yeah.
be careful, right?
Be careful.
Right?
I think on that note, that's an important note to make that I appreciate about breweries in general is that the environment is not like a bar. Like the environment, people aren't there to get wasted or hope to see a fight or, you know what I mean? Like kind of that normal, and I'm not saying that happens at all bars or most bars, but like when you go to a brewery, people are there to enjoy it and they're not. And you do like craft beer, you need to drink slow. Like it is not made to drink like Naughty Lights, like Natty Lights.
Yeah, it's not the college party. Chug,
no,
chug, chug.
no,
I mean,
it's
it
like
can be for about 20 minutes. Then they're all asleep.
You're very full.
Right?
Really
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, you can have one mug and just a great conversation. A mug can go a while. And but I enjoy that. I always tell everyone it's pretty family friendly. Like
absolutely,
you can see kids in a brewery and feel comfortable.
Oh, we have root beer for the kids.
Yeah, the root beer's great. Oh yeah, talk about that. You guys make your own sodas.
We do make a root beer. I jokingly, because it's very, very sweet, I jokingly call it Rick's diabetic starter kit.
Oh yeah, it'll run right through.
Like it is.
I can't drink too much of it.
My son loves it, and I'm like, you're gonna have diabetes. But it's we do it at the brewery.
There's got to be more calories all around in that than your
don't want to know
thickest craft beer.
Yeah, we haven't tested that one because it's like it's been in the market in a couple of places. But one of the kickers is once you put that on a tap line somewhere, it's always root beer. Like you could, if you put the Kolsch on after, it's like a root beer Kolsch. Like it permeates the lines. Yeah, and you could be years later. You're like, is this a root beer IPA? I'm like, nope, that's just an IPA. It's never leaving.
Designated line now.
Yeah. So that's why we have a designated
that's
back
right.
in the
It's
back.
in the back. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly right. So
what's the hardest part about a brewery business model?
Ramen. Eating a lot of ramen. No, it's so I don't know. Just one thing. There's so many things.
Sure. Give me a list.
It is tough. Not everybody wants to bootstrap. And I guess this could be said about probably any business, but the items you have to purchase are generally higher cost items, you know? And so.
Yeah, what's a 30-gallon tank?
30 barrel tank? It's
30 barrel tank.
About 1,000. Well, it depends.
Yeah.
It's about 1,000 gallons. Depends if you're buying one from an auction or depends on if you're buying one brand new. And I will tell you, new sales have slowed to a crawl. But auctions tend to find some good deals right now. The breweries that are still around and doing well, have a little cash, can find good deals out there.
Gotcha.
And so.
But like a worst case scenario, like if you buy a brand new ballpark price for a single tank like that.
15,000, 20,000 for just one. But the brew system itself was more than my house.
Right.
You know, and I do not have a large house by any means, but it's decent. Yeah. So it is, stainless steel is not particularly cheap. And then, grain silos, and there's so many ancillary, even hoses are pricey because they're, specific to the industry.
Right.
So things like
Food
that.
grade stuff, like all regulated.
I mean, the canning line itself is a couple $100,000.
Yeah.
Bonus depreciation.
There you go.
That's right.
Perfect. That's a good point. So it's just high. The infrastructure cost to go to scale is a lot.
Yeah.
It's not
it's not unachievable. Anybody could probably pull that off, but you better know what you're doing.
What branding versus give me a. I love your guys' branding. I love all your artwork on all your cans.
And that's a shout out to Ben. He does an amazing job on that.
Yep, Ben's awesome.
He is the man.
And didn't you have like an artist on some of your labels that drew a lot of things too?
We did
back in the day. Yeah.
So let me tell that story.
Okay.
We're gonna leave the name out of this one.
Okay. You don't have to tell the story.
No, it's humorous. There was an artist who was going through a divorce and he needed cash and snacks. He was hungry. I get it. I was still working my day job. We were getting the brewery going. We had these beers, and we had a few names. We didn't have all the names. And so after work, Monday through Friday, this entire week, I spent every night with him, and we were going over at his house all of these different logos. And he said, yeah, just come. And he's like, bring $100 and like Twinkies. And that was Monday. And then Tuesday, we did another logo. It was $100, like chips and salsa from Carlos O'Kelly's. The dude was hungry, right? And
was he hungry? Or just
yeah.
a big snacker.
Well,
I mean,
you know,
I was hungry. I would have asked for some protein.
Right. He was going through a big divorce. So we did, and I recognize that $100 for a logo is a deal, by the way, right? Let me clarify. So we get all the way through, and then we have this red, this Irish red, has no name. And Rick's like, oh, let's go with Roughneck Red. I'm like, Rick, no, that's terrible. Not everybody thinks just because it's alliteration that it's going to be great. So I'm talking to this guy, and he goes, hey, he's kind of a music head. And he's like, we got a band. And he's like, we got this light and sound company called Warbeard. We could co-brand. I'm like, oh, that sounds cool. And I'm like, Warbeard, Irish Red, yeah, I think that'll work. And he goes, I won't even charge you for that one. I'm like, okay, cool. Thanks.
But I still need snacks.
Right. I did bring him snacks, yes. And so fast forward a few years, and I get this phone call. He's like, hey, I see Warbeard's doing pretty well. I'm like, where's this going? He goes, I found a new lady, and we want to move to New Zealand. I was like, okay. He goes, I will sell you that for 2 one-way tickets. I was like, well, I'll tell you what, let me get back to you. When we did, I said, you're going to sign something from our attorney, and I'm not giving you 2-way tickets, but I did see that they're about $1,000 a piece. Here's a check for $2,000. And he signed over everything that he had ever made. I'm like, it was a handshake friend deal, but I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
That's tough.
But where we rectified that, and 2,000 to us at the time was a lot of money because we didn't take salaries for 4 years.
Yeah.
And even then it was like $1,000 a month. I'm like, oh, rich. Now it's $1,500.
Yeah. Yes.
But
success.
yeah. And so we justified it by saying, hey, would we pay $2,000 for that logo today? Yes, absolutely. Perfect. And then, I did run into him at Dillon's not too long ago. I was like, oh, New Zealand doing well for you, huh? I doubt he will listen to this podcast, but if you're out there, I see you.
So.
I see you.
That's amazing. That's a really good lesson right there,
Yeah.
actually.
So
I've never experienced that.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, good to know. Well, and I don't even know. At some point, it's not even worth going through if he would have actually tried to go after you and try and get something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The odds of him actually winning versus not, not even worth.
It's trademarked now. We got that. I'm like, nope.
Good. So that's funny. So my question, and now this provides some great context.
Yeah, I think
how much does branding have to do with them liking a beer versus just the beer is good?
So
get a pie chart.
Man,
what's your guess?
It's tough, right? Because and I think it depends on your market. If you're in a home market, people know a little bit about you. It's different than, we're trying to get beer in Stillwater, Oklahoma, and then people are like, who? Kansas what? And so they don't know. I would say the biggest thing is they have to visually like the brand before they even try it. And so if you don't have good graphics on there, a good name, good colors, we rebranded our Warbeard can. It's brighter because Rick and I actually in Kansas City were in a market visit and we missed our own can. There were like 30 doors. We missed our own can. We're like, where is it?
While you were looking for it?
Right. And we're like, okay, we need to do something different.
Oh, yeah, I have seen this.
Yeah.
It's our new branding guy. Good job, Ben.
Yeah.
Looks great.
Ben.
Looks great. So does this go to your retailers?
Yes.
Well, there's the team.
I take those to the retailers because our distributors have a lot of suppliers.
Oh, I bet.
And so you need to do something different to stand out.
Huh.
And that actually has an active barcode. Like if you walked in right now to a liquor store in town, scan that barcode, it'll pop up.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Right there.
Right. Make it easy.
So who's getting these though? Like these are being passed out to,
the owners of liquor stores, bars, restaurants.
and then it's on their counter.
They have it, yeah, and then they can tell, the sales guy for, for us, House of Schwan in this area, hey, we want this,
Got it.
because
It's a catalog. Yeah.
things get lost.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't try to. They're generally good people. They just have 75 other suppliers,
Right.
So we just try to break down the hurdles to sales,
I
and that's one way to do it.
I think personally, my favorite design. Oh, I just went by it. I do like the Fiesta can is hilarious. I think the high beam is just cool. I love the high beam. I guess it'd be like gradient colors on there. I don't know how you would say that, designer Tyler. But I like that new because that changed a lot too.
It did.
Like
the original logo was, I think, Tuesday. I think that was Chips and Salsa, $100 night. And that was one of the logos.
Yeah.
And we told him, hey, we really like, the ZZ Top Eliminator album is pretty cool.
Oh,
and he's
there
like,
you go.
all right. And he's like, yeah, high beam.
High beam.
So,
Yeah, that's a good
Anyway.
name. It's a great name for an IPA.
yeah, I don't even know how. Usually there's beer and texting involved. Or like, what do you think of this? I don't know. Nah, it's terrible. And you just back and forth.
And eventually it just hits.
And then sometimes somebody says something that sometimes they're just like, Uncle, whatever.
Yeah, you just
Andy's Ale. I'm done.
I
Let's
can
go.
relate to that. I want to remove this from my headspace.
Right. I got other things to do.
Yeah, that's good. What's your favorite beer?
Ooh, man, that's like asking my favorite kid. But
Yeah,
I think it
Top
depends.
give me your top, like by mood, by day of the week.
So, favorite of our beers or favorite beer? I mean, there's
Your
others
beers. No, I want
of
to know
our beers because there are some other beers I
people
really
that
enjoy
haven't
too.
had your beers are going to listen to this.
Right now, I have really been digging our Kolsch. It is Teeter Rock Kolsch, and it has been just a Czech Saaz hop, noble hop beer, clean, just you can mow in a straight line. It's 4.7%. It's my bass fishing beer. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a good beer. Yeah, cool. I was going to say the top. I mean, when you look at that menu, the Warbeard, High Beam, Kolsch, or Teeter Rock.
Yep. It's our top three.
Rearranged.
Gone.
Oh, rearranged is gone. That's right. I forgot about
The
that.
cans burned in the fire, and we were trying to get rid of it anyway. At some point, I'm like, well, this is as good a time as any to quit.
Right.
So we ended up running a
called
few labels to run it out for the year. But yeah.
Got it.
Yep.
Gotcha. So what are your top Warbeards, which is
very
crazy,
much number
60%. Then what's the next?
High Beam's number 2.
Okay.
Teeter Rock's 3, and then
Everything else.
yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, that would have been my guess. That those three, I didn't know where rearrange fell. So
Would have
obviously I
been
was wrong on
number
that.
4.
It was number
Yeah.
4. Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting. So talk
Actually, was right in there with Oktoberfest, and Oktoberfest only ran for 3 months, but it would sell as
about
much
good Oktoberfest.
as
Hey, answer me
Rio.
this.
Yeah.
I've had some old Oktoberfests.
Yeah?
From not you guys, like other people
Uh-huh.
and you guys. I feel like Oktoberfest flavor changes
For sure.
sooner than I can have a year-old Warbeard or High Beam, and I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
but why is it even an old Samuel Adams Oktoberfest? Is that just in my head?
On the recipe, what you're tasting is the hops degrading,
Okay.
or lack of, right? And lack of the hops because it's going to taste sweeter, typically. Because as those hops break down, the balance is different. When you have a hoppy beer, but it's also a malty backbone, it's in balance. High Beam is that way. It's a fairly malty IPA, even though there's a lot of hops in it, but it's also 7.7%. So what happens, like a session IPA that's a lower, like a 4% beer, you can have a couple. You drop your malt so that you're dropping your ABV, but you try to still bring that hop characteristic up. So your hops wane over time. The beer still, I mean, we have beers you can drink years later, just know that it has changed.
It's not going to taste the same.
No.
Yeah, so that's interesting. So for whatever reason, I personally taste that hop breakdown on Oktoberfest more than other beers.
Yeah.
Which is,
And it's all very subjective too, by the way.
Right.
You can taste that beer at 7 in the morning and it will taste different to you at 7 at night. And actually it's
because of something like on my palate or
absolutely.
Okay.
It is better to try beers in the morning before you have wrecked your palate for the day. True story. So if you need to tell your wife that.
Got it. Yeah, that's a
honey,
justification.
The guy at the
Let me
brewery,
take a note.
7 a.m.
Right,
you know, yeah. But no, that is actually true.
I'm calling this R&D for Walnut River Brewery.
Right.
Honey, this is R&D.
Yeah. Yeah, people are always like, oh, you have a dream job. I'm like, I love my job, but it's not, we don't drink beer all the time. Like,
We do have to
maybe
be
more than
sober.
we should, but not all the time. So,
I've seen you guys do some quality control.
Sure.
Or not quality control. What would you call that?
we quality control the crap out of that sometimes.
Right. No, I was thinking like A/B testing, where you're testing new stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Whatever you call that.
Testing. I mean,
Just
we're
testing, I've been a
checking
part of a
flavor
couple
profiles,
of them.
and
It's fun.
it is fun.
Yeah.
We had a lot of that recently when we're making some brands that have previously been made with different water, and that was a challenge to make sure that those profiles connect okay. So yeah, we're trying V6 or Buffalo Sweat or things like that, and making sure that we are sending out the same beer because it's not that easy, and that's where Rick and Travis are nanu to each other. I'm like, you talk your own scientific gibberish. That's fine. Just make sure it works. That's what I want to know.
So talk about expansion on that note. You guys are brewmasters. As you said, it's hard to go past 75 miles. There's some. So how are you expanding?
So you can either expand geographically or you can sell more in your own home region. Our focus is beer, like I've said. We have some friends that have Wichita Brewing, and they want to focus on their brew pubs. And the new ownership, newish ownership, came from restaurant backgrounds, and they really want to focus on the restaurants. Kudos. I don't ever want to do that again. So they're like, hey, you guys are efficient with this. You seem to know what you're doing. I'm like, God, we got you fooled. And we started talking, and they said, yeah, it might make sense to move production out there. And along with that was Tallgrass Brands as well. So we're very busy right now.
So you're brewing these people used to brew their own stuff.
Right.
You're brewing everything for them now as well. In El Dorado?
We are. We're just trying to help them out.
Yeah.
We are. But 4 blocks from here. And they're still going to brew at their brew pubs.
Gotcha. Like they'll
For
have-
sure. Yep.
Okay.
But you'll see a can, it'll say, Wichita Brewing or Tallgrass, and brewed and canned by Walnut River Brewing. And we don't need any fanfare. We just want to make good beer and get paid for it. That's all.
That seems like a logistical nightmare until you figure it all out.
Well,
I guess
yes.
you already run different recipes, different labels,
Sure.
on everything. But when you bring in, you're co-packing. Is that the right?
I mean,
word
we're
for the
contract
industry?
brewing, yeah.
Contract brewing.
But co-packing would be something. I guess. Yeah, that's a good question. Contract brewing and co-packing, maybe the same thing. Maybe not.
I don't
have
know.
to talk to my co-packing buddy and ask him. But we use the same distributors for the most part. I think there's only one distributor we use differently in Oklahoma, but everything else lined up.
Yeah.
We had a lot of similar tastes in beers. So, but V6 and High Beam sell side by side fine because they are different.
For sure.
And so it made a lot of sense.
So when you're in that model of expansion, which makes a lot of sense because you don't have to do another location,
It's
infrastructure's
closer.
not
Yeah.
infrastructure's not.
Absolutely.
Yeah, infrastructure to expand into other locations seems like a nightmare.
Well,
it would
it's a
work,
shipping.
but
Primarily shipping is the thing.
the distribution
we'll make it
side
here.
of it.
Yeah, but then you start adding shipping charges. That's not cheap. Unless you're shipping a lot of beer, you're doing LTL shipping, and they'll beat your beer up.
It just went up again like crazy, 10, 15%
Yeah.
across the board on a lot of stuff.
So, nope, we are our own shipping company, We bought a $2,500 truck.
And you drive to Wichita.
Dude, we drive it to Wichita. We drive it to Manhattan.
Perfect.
So,
so when you're just setting up the contract craft brewing, you're not selling it to the distributor then.
we are actually.
Oh, you are? Okay,
Yeah.
so that's all.
Yeah.
So that makes it simpler
and
too.
we pay a royalty on that.
Got it.
But yeah.
That
Yeah,
makes
because they
sense.
have branding. And I mean, they're
Right.
obviously it's their brand. And we essentially lease it at that point. But it just made sense. And
And they
helping
continue
them.
all the marketing of those
And
products.
there's some co-marketing in there, and we are still kind of feeling through that, brand development and who tackles that.
Right.
And so
Yeah,
there's
that's
a lot of
interesting.
stuff. And poor Ben is so busy right now. He's
Poor
like,
Ben.
I need help to streamline this. I was like, let me help where I can.
Yeah.
Because I can't do what you do. So yeah.
The nice thing about the brew pub, they're still posting, they're still putting stuff out
Oh,
there
for
regularly.
sure. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, as far as their B2B relationships,
Yeah.
though, that'd probably be confusing down the road. You're just gonna have to have a shirt now, your team, where it's just got all the
Well,
logos
I'll
on it.
wear a Walnut River. I've got a Wichita Brewing hat I can put
There
on
you go.
too.
Yeah, just the co-branding.
and a tall grass hoodie or something. I don't know. But they're all good brands.
Yeah.
And that's if they were, just riddled with a terrible past or something, but good guys, good brands. We're like, yeah, we can definitely work with that. So,
What was the hardest thing to learn in the last? Gosh, so I'm trying to think of the year. It was 2013, 14,
13 when we opened
13.
to learn. Ooh, God,
You only have 13 years to think about it.
So many. I think the biggest mistake was sitting down with one of our investors. That wasn't a mistake. He's been great. We realized too late that we did not account for all the extra supplies we would need and stock and things on hand, which turned out to be about $100,000 worth of stuff. And so
Just like inventory
all
on
that.
hand.
Yeah. I mean,
Because you have inventory on hand that's not productized yet, or right? You have a bunch of raw cans.
we have
that
a
are-
truckload of grain in a grain silo,
Yeah.
things like that. So I was talking to one of our investors and super good dude. And I said, do you have time for a quick conversation? He goes, sure. I go to his office, and his office was being renovated. So we're downstairs in like the break room, and he's in this big office building in Wichita. And I said, here's the story, what's going on. And we shared a beer out there. We poured in cups. And I said, we're making money, but we don't have any.
Sure.
And he goes, I thought you might say that. I was like, okay, he's been down this road. And there were 7 envelopes on the table. I was like, and there was, we talked for 2 hours. We didn't touch him. I looked at him like, what's going on here? And
Were there numbers on each envelope?
no, there was $5,000 in each envelope.
Oh,
There's $35,000 sitting on the table. And I was like, do you get a bag of Coke for that? Like, what is, not really, obviously. Police watching. I don't do that.
who's your Coke guy? You're paying
right,
too
right.
much for. No.
More of a Mountain Dew guy. But no,
I'm a Form Energy guy.
No, fair. Oh. Yeah, you're gonna need that. Doing more of your. I saw you were doing like a deuce and a quarter on the weights.
Oh, not yet.
No.
I almost,
Okay,
I'm
okay.
trying. I
Nice.
failed, but yeah, I'm close. I'm gonna get
Come
it.
lift some kegs.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. You're right across the street.
Right. So, yeah.
So the envelopes are there. He's
Yeah,
talking
and he
to you.
says, he goes, "Hey, put these in as you need to." I was like, "Okay, what do I do with them?" And in the meantime,
Do you have a safe?
I walked around with them in my backpack for like a couple weeks. It was the craziest thing ever. I don't
But
do that.
He had like that number prepared, like in his
he had
mind. He just thought that was
35,000. Yeah.
without any communication.
No,
That's interesting.
Very perceptive guy.
Yeah.
I said, so how do you want to do this? Debt, equity? What do you want to do? He goes, whatever works best for you. I'm like,
Oh,
where did we find you? Anyway, turns out we put that in, and he goes, put in one envelope at a time. He goes, he's $10,000. He's get questions. And that's fine. So yeah, we did that and gave him equity. And I said, how much equity do you want? Whatever the going rate is. I'm like, dude, you the nicest guy ever.
That's awesome.
And we were fair,
Sure.
right? And I said, hey, we bumped your percentage up, X amount. So
That's awesome.
everybody needs one of those guys.
Yeah.
Even now, but we don't talk to him about that. He's actually signed on just with a lien on his personal house, because what we bought the brewing equipment for and what it would sell for the next day was a $151,000 gap.
Wow.
And the bank's like, yeah, you're going to need another. And I'm like, dude, we were literally at the bank and was like, where are we going to get that? And that's when Travis is like, hey, I got a guy we met. I'm like, okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is such a unicorn to have an investor partner / mentor.
Oh, absolutely. And
yeah.
he had a company he sold for 9 figures.
Yeah.
And I'll call him and I'll say, hey, what do you do with this? He's like, well, back in 1972, we had that same issue. I was like, wow. Okay. Good call.
Good call.
So it's like a real life case study.
That's
and he
awesome.
just really just wants you to succeed. Like, he certainly would like a payday at some point.
Right.
But
Sure.
I told all 3 of our investors, I'm like, hey, this is a buy and hold position.
Sure.
So we don't need to be strained by, cash out here.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Well, and yeah, just that infrastructure. That's awesome, man. Well, good for you. That's
So-
a lot of people have a hard time even accepting that kind of help other than money outside of that on the advice side. And
It's humbling.
yeah, it is.
But I also know I am definitely not the smartest guy in the room, and I'm okay with that. I know what God has given me and use what I have. But he's also given me the power to talk to people, and I can talk to so many people about business in the Wichita area. El Dorado 2 has been awesome with like, hey, be glad to help you with that. I want to pay that forward when I can.
Yeah.
And try to a little here and there, but not to the same degree that these guys are, and another guy that was out of industry, but also a mentor for me. And I'm a firm believer in one industry and one out of industry mentor.
That's good advice.
Just because there's things in both directions, and you need those different perspectives. But I remember talking to him. He had run a company that was acquired by Warren Buffett, and he was the CEO at one point. And it was previously a publicly traded company, and then went private. And his Rolodex is way different than mine. But he, after my
Do you have
dad
a Rolodex?
on my phone.
Yeah, got
But
it.
yeah, after my dad and my grandpa passed away in 2020, not COVID, just different things. And I realized they were my mentors. And at that time, I was like, I need a mentor. And so I emailed this guy. And I said, you probably don't remember me. You brewed with us 5 years ago. He's like, of course I remember you. I'd be glad to, talk with you once a quarter. I'm like, holy crap. And just an amazing, amazing dude.
That's great.
So, yeah.
What's the best decision you've made in 13 years that you're proud of with your team and Walnut River Brewery? What's the best move you guys made?
Man, I would say not to sell out. And what I mean, and I'm not talking financially as a company, but your morals, right? Because I know if we do well, and that is a big if, right? But if we do well, I'm not taking a darn bit of it with me. So it's really the legacy you leave here and to your family, to your community. And that's huge, right? And not to remotely sound morbid, but, my dad passed away when he was 69. I turned 50 last month. I'm like, that's 19 years. I hope it's longer,
Yeah.
but I too like bacon and beer. So I understand, right? I gotta play the numbers. But so yeah, not selling out and generally being, I mean, I hope that our staff would say a great place to work with, but I mean, I'm sure there's a few that are like, don't work with that guy. But we try to be a good place, right?
Yeah.
So I guess that's what I'm proud of, you know,
How you take care of people and how you impact people. Yeah.
because that's
It's all that's
I don't want to be
left.
fake,
Yeah.
right? I can't stand that.
Yeah.
So
No, I will say that compliments to you and Rick. I don't know Travis very well, but I've always had great interactions.
nobody does.
with
It's
him.
okay.
yeah.
Poor
He
Travis.
just kind of, he's like a shadow. It's just
Dude,
like,
yeah.
I saw him. I think
He's
over there.
hilarious.
Yeah.
If you get a chance to talk to him, though, he has some zingers in there that are just
There
real
you go.
quiet.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The quiet ones will get you.
Oh, for sure.
But no, I really appreciate how authentic you guys are. You never pretend to be something you're
Appreciate
not,
that.
both of you. And it's refreshing and it's easy. And I would never think twice about asking you for advice or sharing something that's hard or processing something. Like you both put that off, that demeanor, and you both are very curious individuals and ask questions. And I think that's a good,
Appreciate that.
good answer you just had. Cause I would say that's my favorite thing about the brewery is just the ownership. I think you guys are just
We have
awesome.
fun.
Like it's
Gotta
a
have
great
fun.
crew. Yeah.
It is a good group, you know?
Yeah.
And we're not afraid to tell each other no on
Yeah.
things. And there are times you're like, yeah, that's not the answer I was hoping to hear. But all in all, at the end of the day, I think we get along pretty well as the three of us as a partnership.
Yeah.
You know, we joke that, Rick and we would put in like a slide from the upstairs down, and then Travis is like, Dad. And he's like, you think that's a good idea? I'm like, no, Dad. And he's the youngest one. That's the funny thing. But he is the voice of reason, right?
Yeah. You
Rick and
need
I are the
that.
gas, and he's the brakes. But you have to have both
Oh yeah.
for sure, because we would have done some dumb stuff.
Yeah. Last thing, the partnership. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Are you thankful you didn't do this by yourself?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's, I think with three guys particularly in key positions in the company, because those three positions, it's going to be really hard to leave. Well, that's okay. That's actually what one of our investors wanted to know. Like, hey, can
Will
any
you
of
guys
you
stay?
leave easily? And we're like, no. He's like, perfect. I'm in. So, but I think that what was the question again?
Just you could have gone alone, or Rick could have gone alone.
Yeah,
but
no.
Are you glad you have business partners, the strategic
Absolutely.
business partners?
Could not do that without those guys. And I think each one of them would probably say they couldn't do it without the other two as well.
Yeah.
Because there's just a lot of specialization that we have in what we do. So
Yeah. And when you're different enough but humble enough, it's a dangerous combo in a positive way.
yeah, no,
You're all
it's-
three very different skill sets and not super proud. So you can
It's been a
compliment
ride.
each other.
Yeah, it's been a ride for sure. So
Yeah.
we're having fun.
Congrats. Good job. Thank you for hanging out.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate you having me.
My famous appreciate you.
Yeah, right on.